Today we're making a fruit-flavoured vodka from New Zealand's most boom-bust fruit, the Feijoa. How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse, this is Still It, and today we're going to mess around with Feijoas, the little green balls of fun that come around once every year, and when they do, you go from missing them to hating the things really quickly because there's always an absolute flood of the damn things. Just about every block in the city has a free Feijoa bag sitting out somewhere on the pavement. People are giving them away all willy-nilly. It's kind of crazy. But I have been saving them up and putting them in the freezer, so I've got a whole buttload of them to work with. Today, I thought I'd make some vodka with them. We're actually going to make two versions today. One is going to be, in my mind, a true fruit vodka, and the other's more of a, I don't know, like a not sweet liqueur or a maceration. I'm not sure, but I think perhaps at the end of the day, the blending of the two may be the win. We'll have to wait until the end to figure out if I'm right on that one, and we'll bring Erin in to help taste and give her opinions. But let's get stuck right in. We need Feijoas. Like I said, they have been going into the freezer, so there's that. But I've been doing so to reach terminal mass of Feijoas. It's time to pull them out, let them defrost for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to slice them open and scoop the insides out. I'm aiming for 500 mils of Feijoa fruit, flesh, meat, I don't know what to call it, but the insides that have been scooped out, along with the actual skin of 5 of these Feijoas. I'm going to put that directly into the still and add in 1.5 liters of vodka. I'm using the oat vodka that I made, heck, was that last week? I think it was last week. This video. It's going in at 55% ABV, straight into the still. We're going to cover it up and let it macerate for at least 24 hours. But, like I said, I want to do a maceration version of this as well. So, once again, exactly the same recipe, 500 mils of Feijoa flesh plus the skin of 5 Feijoas, 1.5 liters of oat vodka at 55% ABV. The Feijoa has been macerating in the still for a little over 24 hours. The still's up to temperature. We're just taking first drips now, and I'm guessing we're going to do this much the same as a gin. Oh, okay, it's pretty clean already. Oh, Feijoa flavor too. Yum. I'm going to let this get to about 15 mils and then switch over to collecting quote-unquote hearts for the run. We'll run it out and see what Feijoa flavors come over at what point in the run. Oh, I lost 3 drips, I think. Cool. Double check to make sure that this is doing what we want it to do. Yeah, I think that's right about where we want it. So, not much else to do, but buckle up and let this run for a little while. We are getting near the end of the run now. I'm guessing we're at about 60% ABV. I switched back over to this little glass after getting rid of the 4 shots just so I can see exactly how much we've collected. At the beginning of the run, we had a very small amount of that fresh, fragrant Feijoa. It's almost more like a smell than a taste. I wanted more of that. Maybe, I think, doing frozen Feijoas messed with that a little bit. But now we're getting more of the kind of the sweet, mouthfeely, tangy, not acidic, but that, I don't know how to put it, the flavor of Feijoas coming through. So I'm going to see how far I can push this. The spirit is still pretty clean. I've got no issues there. But I do wonder if we're going to get to a point where I have to make a decision between the spirit and the fruit flavor. That is going to be the conundrum over the next 10 minutes or so. So I think what I might do actually, you know what, let's do it now. I'm going to switch over to collecting into a smaller jar so I can make sure that I don't end up collecting something directly into this that I know I don't want, if that makes sense. I do believe we've reached the end of the road for this run. Back at the beginning of this glass, when I switched it over, all of the Feijoa flavor had faded out. it was mostly just spirit and a little bit of bitterness. And I kind of wonder if that's coming maybe from the skins. I don't know. It's not great, but I thought I'd sort of press through it and see if there was anything hiding in behind it. Not really. Not really at all. Now we're just kind of getting to an empty, nothing, slightly wateriness. So, still off. Time to proof this stuff down and let it rest for a day. A quick reminder, team, that Into the AM and Chase the Craft have teamed up to make 2 very cool graphic shirts with a bunch of Easter eggs stashed away in them, all about chasing the craft of distillation. So if that's something you're into, team, links in the description down below. But our maceration has been running for 3 days, so let's strain it. All right, we do have some color. It's kind of green. Let's say it's probably a little bit more like khaki, like a brown green. But I'm less worried about the color and more worried about the mouthfeel, the flavor, and the aroma on this. I'm using this little sieve. I don't even remember where I got it from, but it's actually pretty good for this kind of stuff because it allows you to sort of almost fill it up, and then maybe you can see it there. It strains all the way through the sides, so it's a lot quicker than most sieves, and you can fill it up and let it sit while I deal to this. Now, this went in here at, 55% ABV, but there was a lot of liquid that went in with the fruit. So I'm thinking that this is probably, it may even be below 40% ABV, but because it's now full of sugar and Lord knows what other, dissolvables are in there, I'm not gonna be able to take a reading on it. We're just gonna have to roll with it. All right, I'll let this do its thing. I'll bottle it up, and then we can get Erin in to taste these concoctions. See what we've come up with. And of course, I need to say a huge, huge thank you to the Patreons. Thank you so much, Patreons, for being the people that support us day in, day out. Love working with you over on Patreon, getting cool ideas, and doing the Q&As and so on and so forth. So thank you guys, we really do appreciate it. All right, shall we taste some Feijoa vodka?
Yeah.
You need to excuse Erin a little bit tonight. Someone decided it would be a good idea to have fried chicken burger on donut for dinner. And now she's...
And about this much bacon. Fried chicken burger, this much bacon, and then cinnamon sugar donut patty, bun. It's very American.
You're a little soporific now because of it. All right. Cheers.
It's not as Feijoa-y as I expected at all.
It's not, it's quite subtle.
It's super subtle. I don't even know if I would pick Feijoa. I'd just be like, oh, fruity.
I know it's Feijoa, so I kind of go looking for it, and then it makes a lot of sense, but it is definitely on the subtle side, right?
So subtle. Definitely is sweet and fruity, but...
And a little bit tangy, but not
Feijoas are so like pungent.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Can be so like pungent and funky. I don't taste that at all.
I agree. So this is the distilled version.
It's good. It's nice though. So it's vodka. It's yummy.
Yeah. This...
Need more Glen cans.
I know we do.
A little teacup.
This is the macerated version. So basically vodka just soaked in Feijoa.
Does. Tastes weird. I don't like it.
I think the reason this tastes cheap, I wouldn't say cheap, what I would say is very unbalanced. It tastes thin, but I have a hunch that maybe blending the two of them together to give a little bit of acidity to this, or a little bit more body back to that, might work. And also, we have the secret ingredient, which I didn't want to use, but it looks like we might have to. It's just simple syrup, yeah. So I think maybe what we'll do is we'll have a little play here and see what concoctions we can come up with, and then let you guys know what is working. So I played around with things. Erin sat around and wallowed in her misery of donut burger.
I still don't regret it.
And all you want to do is go to bed.
Yes.
Here are the findings that I've come to. I have heard from other people that Feijoa is a hard thing to work with because it doesn't really taste like Feijoa.
True.
It's kind of true, huh?
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. I think the closest I've gotten in terms of actually making this taste like Feijoa would be this version here, which is, taste, 2 parts maceration, 1 part of the distilled spirit, and as much sugar as you can bear. The problem is neither of us really like liqueurs. Like the idea of sweet spirits doesn't really tickle my fancy.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is cream. I like cream.
Then it's an excuse to be dessert.
Sweet liqueurs.
Yeah. But I could see this being an interesting thing to add to a cocktail instead of simple syrup. Simple syrup. Simple syrup. This is my probably personal preference in terms of what I'd actually drink. It's 15 mils of the distilled spirit, 10 mils of the macerated spirit, and 5 mils of sugar. And I hate to say it, but the sugar brings out the Feijoa flavor.
Yeah, it does.
So, if you like sugary drinks, it's a success. If you just wanted straight vodka, not so much. Although, this is a very nice vodka in and of itself. It's just, it would be hard to call it a Feijoa vodka if you want your Feijoa vodka to be Feijoa.
Well, if you put a Feijoa on the bottle, you could trick people.
True. That's why the background's green. People see green.
You tell them it tastes like Feijoa.
Exactly.
They will believe you.
Ah, marketing. Erin is now currently in a food coma on the couch, I believe. Here's the thing though, guys. I have a buttload more Feijoas. I think I have about 15, maybe even a little bit more kilos sitting in the freezer. How would you like to see me attempt to use them? I had thought perhaps a Feijoa port. That could be quite acidic though, based on this maceration. But I would be interested to hear your ideas. Drop them in the comments down below. Let me know how you want me to use them up. And I'll catch you next time. Keep on chasing the craft, guys. See ya.